Some women start feeling invisible because nobody warns women how invisible they can start feeling after 40. In stores, at work, online. But here's what I realize. The second you stop seeing yourself as invisible, other people stop too. Confidence changes presence. So tell me, have you ever felt invisible after 40?
Yo, what is going on, guys? So who would have thought that dating for women over the age of 40 is actually quite difficult? How insane is that? Well, the women over 40 are quite furious that men have stopped looking. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's get right into it.
Women in their 40s are feeling invisible, but I think that maybe understanding why that is can somehow help us rebuild the confidence. Number one is obviously the looks. We're seeing the signs of aging at a much faster rate, and we are finding it hard to accept that maybe this is the version of you and the old version is not coming back. And that of course comes with the loss of social attention. Number two is losing confidence because of compounding setbacks. By the time you're 40, chances are you've had multiple attempts to achieve your goals and had failures. And those failures can crush your confidence, especially realizing that you've got less time to achieve those goals.
She gets within an inch of the real answer and then stops. The attention was tied to her looks the whole time, among other things, of course, and no amount of rebuilding confidence will bring it back for you, madam.
I don't think I'm behind. I think I just got the plan wrong. I just spent so much of my life and so much of my time following this timeline that I thought my life was supposed to be. And it turns out that's not what my life was supposed to be. And I thought something was like wrong with me. And now I'm realizing that whole plan wasn't meant for me in the first place. And starting over really isn't being behind. It's actually getting it right. Anyone else or just me? Just me.
Renaming the timeline is easier than admitting that she ran out of it. Starting over that late is not the same thing as getting it right.
I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how I've been single for 2 years. Okay. You know, November 1st, 2024. And I'm just having an issue of no man wants to commit to me. Like, I don't understand the issue. I cook, clean, do laundry, buy you stuff. I own a business. We go on trips. Hello, but no man wants to commit. And the ones that want to commit. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what's wrong with me. Like, am I ugly? Like, what's really going on? I'll be praying about it, but whew, Lord, on second thought, my standards might just be too high, and I have a few requirements.
She reads the whole list out and still cannot see why nobody actually signs up to it. Her own last line answers it, and she laughs that off rather than actually sits with it.
All right, guys, let's talk ghosting today. Let's not ghost. It's not nice. All you have to do is, if you're not interested in someone, let them know in a nice way. All you have to do if someone asks you out again and you're not interested is say, hey, I'm not really feeling a connection, but I had a great time. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best. That's all you need to say. It's nicer than ghosting. Ghosting makes people wonder. It's just not nice. I don't do it to men. I don't like when men do it to me, so let's not do it to
This is something I see a lot from modern day women, guys. They get very frustrated when men ghost them, when the reality of the situation is it's actually quite clear when the dudes are going to ghost you beforehand. Realistically, if you were to actually analyze the situation, these dudes never wanted anything serious to begin with.
Where the hell have all the good men gone?
Where are they?
It seems that no one has manners anymore. Men hit me up for a booty call all the time. Trust me, I read your DMs. Whatever happened to hi or how are you? You can't have riz without having some class. Practice good table manners, be a gentleman or a lady, and for the love of God, wear something chic. Can't get a second chance to make a first impression.
She wants manners from the only men still messaging her and never asks why they are the only ones left. The polite ones were around years ago. They were just not the ones getting answered.
When I'm zero interested in a guy, he's doing everything for me. Like a guy who really wants you, he's doing everything for you. It's crazy. Them like child to do everything But these are the guys I'm not interested in. Because there is something missing, there's something not aligned. I don't see potential there, and when I really see potential in a guy and I really want him, he's treating me like shit, or not like shit, but he's not really into it. He doesn't show effort, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck? It's not fair.
A lot of men have worked this out the hard way. The man who showed up and did everything was never in with a chance, and she finishes by calling that unfair, which is absolutely true, by the way. I don't think a lot of guys are interested in throwing a pity party, though. They are simply not interested in the women when they end up changing their mind and wanting the good men back.
If you're a woman that feels invisible to men, you've probably heard a lot of women on the internet saying, like, yeah, it's so easy to get a boyfriend. Male attention is everywhere. It's very low value. They are climbing through your windows, clawing at your doors. Like, then you may be listening to this, feeling invisible to men, being like, oh, but like, that's not the case for me. Everybody says it's so easy to get a boyfriend, but for me, it's not. There must be something wrong with me. I must be ugly. Wrong conclusion. Wrong conclusion. You might be ugly, but if you're a woman, that's not the reason why you're single. I'm just kidding. Every single woman that I can, like, see her profile.
She is right that being ignored is not actually about her face, by the way. The fact of the matter is these women are chasing dudes who are out of their league, and that is why they ignore you, because they are not actually interested in anything serious at all.
Did anyone else just not picture their 30s the way that they're turning out? Not having kids, not knowing if you want kids, not owning a house, not living close to your friends, feeling like you have zero friends. This post isn't even me having a whinge. It's just literally reflecting of how funny it is when you're in your 20s and you're like, oh, I'll be married with 2 kids when I'm 25 because 25 is so old. But then when you get to your 30s, I'm like, bro, this is young. But why do I feel old? I'm 33 and I feel old and I feel like I'm running out of time and I feel stressed about things that I've never stressed about. Even when I turned 30, I was in my most zen era, and now I'm 33 and I'm like, oh, what is happening? Anyways, anyone else is in their 30 and is just thinking, this is not how I thought it would look. You are not alone and everything is happening exactly as it should be. That's what I try to remind myself when I start to stress out and when I'm running out of time or I'm behind. I'm just like, we are all on our own path and this is my path and that's okay.
This is crazy. So this woman is, 33 years of age, and she's listing things that she doesn't have. No children, no house, no friends nearby. I mean, guys, like, women have been saying this for years to each other now that, oh, you can have everything. But the reality is many of them actually end up alone with no children, no house, no nothing. And then they record TikTok videos in their car.
You know what's really weird? When you get past like 30, 35, you're kind of invisible. No one asks you what you're wearing anymore or where you're going. No one really sees you. It's quite isolating, really. I just didn't expect to not be seen anymore, and I can only explain it like you step out the door. And when I was younger, I just felt like people would notice what I had on, what shoes I had. I don't know. Maybe it's just a physical thing, but I just feel like I'm just not seen anymore. Like I feel a bit more invisible the older I get. Just an observation.
What she calls isolating is literally an ordinary Tuesday for every man who ever walked into a room ever. Nobody was asking him about his shoes either.
You are not lying to men enough.
Oh, really?
Controversial? I don't think so, okay? You need to lie to men. The truth needs to be earned.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a controversial opinion. I would actually call that a wrong opinion, but I'm sure there's more to this.
And this is a question that I get a lot. A lot of you guys are like, well, what happens when we seriously start dating? Have they earned the truth? Because until that point, you are broke, your job is shit, you have nothing, you, I don't know, live with your parents, I don't make up any fucking lie, okay?
Because that's the best way to start an actual relationship, is with lies. Why would they ever trust you again?
Okay, because until that point, I promise you, they're lying to you 10 times more.
Even if that was the case, how exactly do 2 wrongs make a right? Oh, that's right, they never do. But it's just my opinion that if either individual starts off the relationship with lies, they're actually not ready to be in any sort of relationship. Because relationships need trust. And if you start out with lies, there can never be trust.
One of them tells women to hide who they are for 6 months, and the other one shuts it down properly. Any man who hears that advice and keeps walking is doing the right thing.
A lady messaged me and says that I'm supposed to support women no matter what. Meaning, even if they're being fucking stupid, I'm supposed to support them. Listen, I don't even do that for my friends. When my friends are being fucking stupid, I don't support them in that way. I don't tell them, yo, it's okay. Yeah, you're so right, Queen. You're so right. No, I don't. I tell them, look, you're being a fucking dumb bitch and you need to change. I tell it how it is. That is my support. Your support is being a fake ass bitch. My support is telling you you're being fucking stupid.
She will not clap for women doing obviously daft things, and she calls that support. That is more honesty than most videos on this subject actually manage, so credit where it's due at least.
Women becoming invisible to men because men are going to be opting for female robots. I love, it's one of my favorite things when men leave comments like this, because I love knowing who the guys are that want a female robot. Because if you are the type of guy that would like to spend your life and have intimate relations with a robot, you are also the type of guy that should never ever have access to a human female in any which way at all. Not even look at one or say hello to one.
My goodness, man, not this woman again. So a man says he would rather take a robot than modern dating, and her answer is to laugh at him. Really, this actually just proves the man's point, okay? If you are going to try and laugh at men for walking away from you, don't be surprised when they continue to walk away from you.
And I think many women actually feel the same way. We love knowing who's the type of dude that would have relations with a robot, because that's exactly the type of dude that I don't want even looking in my direction. For the women out there, raise your hand if you are worried that you're going to become invisible to men once those female robots are available to men.
Telling a man that he should not even be allowed to say hello is not the flex that she thinks it is. Men checking out of dating stays funny right up until the numbers start to actually bite.
Women don't leave good men. They leave men who made them feel alone while standing right next to them. I'm so tired of the narrative that women leave when they get bored, or when they're tired, or when they find someone better, or when they stop appreciating what they have. That is not why women leave. Not the ones paying attention, at least. Women leave because they spend months, years sometimes, expressing what they actually need, and watching a man nod, agrees, and change absolutely nothing. They leave because they were told that they were loved by someone who could not demonstrate it in any of the ways that actually matter to them. They leave because they slowly become invisible inside a relationship that was supposed to make them feel safe.
This is absolutely hilarious when you think about this for 2 seconds, by the way. So apparently we can just leave a good man because he makes you feel invisible. What the hell does that even mean, by the way? Like, oh, I feel invisible. These women, realistically, are just leaving because they think they can do better and they are bored.
Good men don't get left. Men who are emotionally unavailable, consistent in their inconsistency, present in body and absent in every way that counts, those men get left. And then they tell everyone that they have no idea what happened. And here's what I want women to hear. Leaving a man who cannot meet you is not giving up. It is not being ungrateful. It is not asking for too much. It is having enough self-respect to stop shrinking into the shape of someone else's limitation, right? So it's super important to differentiate that. And here's what I want men to hear. The woman who left you did not leave without warning. She warned you repeatedly in every language she had. You just thought she would never leave.
Just by the way, plenty of men do listen. They do try and change what the women tell them to change, even though it's incredibly vague, and it gets them left anyway for someone newer. This kind of talking just runs out of steam, guys, when men realize that it doesn't actually matter how many times they change or try to change for the woman, because her mind to leave was already made up.
You're kind of tired being the woman who never quite feels good enough, never quite as successful, never quite as funny, never quite as put together, never quite as smart, never quite as beautiful, never quite as popular, never quite as chosen. And I see you. I see that you're tired. You're tired of trying so hard in a world that appears to praise everyone but you. You're tired of always being the friend who gives, yet no one else seems to give that way to you. You're tired of walking into rooms and feeling inconsequential. You feel a little bit like background noise in a world that celebrates boldness and bravery and beauty.
So this video is talking about, or rather addressing, women who sometimes feel invisible, i.e. the women who, are not getting chosen, I believe was another caption she threw up there. The reality of the situation is this, guys. These women are giving their bodies to men who have an abundance of options, and then they are crying and complaining because they cannot get commitment. At the end of the day, they literally inflict this upon themselves.
As a young woman, you should be a whore. Hear me out. The obsession with female sexuality is as old as humanity itself. Abrahamic religions present to us the virgin, honorable, pure, and they present to us the whore, shamed, degraded, cast out. They appear everywhere, in art, literature, jokes, pornography, fantasies. You probably don't remember the first time you were called a whore. You probably don't remember the first time you called someone a whore. As the years go on, you realize that every culture has a whore. The woman with her hair out, the unmarried woman, the woman who travels alone, the woman who travels with her friends. To some people, it is the girl who goes to school. To others, it is the girl in the bikini. Every version of a woman can be twisted into the whore. And then you realize that the Madonna whore complex is a lie, a complete fallacy, to delude you into thinking that there are women more deserving of being called a whore than you, instead of making you resist, truly resist. The Madonna whore constellation tricks you into auditioning for Madonna. In reality, there is only the whore. The girl who fucks on the first date is seen as a whore the same way the married woman's husband, who clicks into online rape academies, sees her as a whore. The wife isn't safer than the slut. Madonna isn't more loved than the whore. They are hated all the same. Eventually, you realize that whore is a flexible accusation that bends itself to punish any version of female autonomy. The whore is the panopticon of patriarchy. Eventually, you realize whore means...
I don't think that insults get thrown at women, whatever the hell you do. At the end of the day, a video like this exists because, she has probably been shamed for her terrible behavior, and in reality, it's just terrible behavior, and she feels criticized for it.
Life is funny. Hear me out. You go from being Superwoman, where you're working, you're looking after the kids, you're getting them to all their activities, you have dinner on the table, clean house, you're go, 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 and then you become the Invisible Woman when you hit 45, and no one even fucking notices you. You kind of go from one superhero to the next. But I kind of preferred Superwoman, because this one sucks. I could literally walk anywhere. Nobody even knows who the fuck I am anymore. The kids just kind of, yeah. I don't know. How do you find it? Did you go from Superwoman to Invisible when you hit 45? I kind of just feel like I'm nobody anymore.
So I'm just going to address the caption here. The caption is, life after 45, you become invisible. I find it funny how these women only realize this when they hit over 45 years of age. Like, men will tell them, right, that if you want to find a husband, you want to have a family, do that in your 20s. But many of these women end up at 45 years of age and they're like, wow, what the hell happened to the attention? Like, it wasn't going to go away the entire damn time. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.